Okay, where were we?
Your boom pineapple wine, your $1.50 all the time.
Okay, we stopped the last video talking about the center console. Let's start this one with the transom. I didn't do anything major with the transom. Looking through the bolt holes and when I ground back the fiberglass on the cracks, it actually looked pretty good. The wood was still dry. It wasn't like easy to flake off or scratch off. The fiberglass is still a hair good. It just looked like they used an oversized motor, and when they, I guess, sped it up, the motor just wreaked havoc on the transom. Like caused the fiberglass to crack. The washers that they used to bolt the engine down started to sink into those holes where it was bolted down. So I decided just to fix the cracks and make it look better. What I did, yeah, was grind back most of the cracked fiberglass off the transom, giving myself a round edge on the front and back of the transom to lay fiberglass over that edge. Fiberglass doesn't really like to adhere to a sharp corner. If I remember correctly, I used the first layer was chop strand, ounce and a half chop strand matting, and I used two additional layers of 1708 biaxial. I took the fiberglass as far as I could to the left and right of the transom, just to try and tie that top part of the transom into the sides to give it more strength, and to act as like a brace for when the motor is pushing or pulling against it, just to stop myself from going crazy doing all the sanding and grinding and staring. I usually hop between different parts of the boat just to break it up. One day it'll be the transom, the next day it'll be the bow. Please don't kill me. These pictures I have aren't the best, but that's all I could find. Like I said, my old phone that I did all this work and recorded the pictures on died, and for some reason they didn't upload to the cloud. I believe the bow area was mistreated the most. The little cleat mount that the Norman pin goes through was completely yucked out the boat. The hole that the bow eye runs through was torn too wide. I actually had to refill that with foam and fiberglass over it to and then re-drill the hole to get it to look like sense. The front part of the boat, the bow, the very tip, was hollow. Like there was a hole there, and they tried to create some type of new mounting area for a cleat, and yucked out all the foam, all the fiberglass is cracked. They had to cut off that whole tip and basically recreate it. The point the bow is to now, I still don't like the shape. Something's still off about it to me, but I don't have another boat to reference off other than the pictures on the internet. I'll still have to go back to it and fiddle with it to see if I can get it just right. I was able to fill all the screw holes with some thickened resin and patch them over with some chop strand and biaxial where I could. I dremeled the cracks around the ankle locker and I guess the little seating area in the front there, the little platform area, and filled them with thickened resin in the areas where it was deep, and filler, polyester filler in the areas where the cracks weren't so bad but still dremeled out. I then just painted it with gel coat just to waterproof that area and waterproof the filler until I get back to it. Like I said, I usually bounce around to different parts of the boat, and my next hop was back to the deck. I didn't like the open fiberglass just sitting in the sun, baking, or being up on the top when the rain comes down and wet it. So I decided to basically mark out the non-skid areas and put another layer of chop strand on where the non-skid would fall on the deck. And that's just to give the non-skid some height, and the lower areas around the non-skid will become channels for the water to run through. I just used a layer of chop strand matting to take that shape of the non-skid, and then what I'll do eventually is just sand down that chop strand flat and put my non-skid right on top of that. And when I say flat, I just mean like the little, so you don't see the weaves of the chop strand in the non-skid. I gave the deck the same treatment as the area around the ankle locker and gel coated it just to protect it from the sun and the water until I get back to it, just shape it and mold it to how I want it to look. Besides doing a little more filler work on the transom and the bow, this was where I stopped working on the project. Life just happened, but now I have some time in the future where I'll be able to get out more often and put a little more time into it. I ordered some supplies, some new epoxy, resin, and epoxy fairing compound to do the exterior of the boat. And I really want to get that drain plug sorted out because I took it out and I think the water got to the foam. So that's probably where we'll start next go round. Alright folks, I am out.